All right. Hello. We are finally, oh, no, don't stop, OBS. We are finally back. So I actually just found out a couple of days ago that this game is actually not as long as I thought it was going to be. So apparently it only takes like 3 or 4 hours to finish, so I might try to push through, finish another, finish one route tonight. I won't be playing every single route on camera, even if I was getting a lot of views for it. I just do not have the patience to do that, and I think if you really want to see all the routes, you should go ahead and get the game and support the creators. It is free, so I I don't know that I can recommend this game, but if you are interested in it, I definitely would say, yeah, go. It's free. You might as well go get it. Um, but anyways, I'm pretty sure there's only like two of you who are watching this, so I'd just like to say thank you specifically to you two people who are watching this. I hope you're enjoying yourself. Um, anyways, I am really hoping that I'll actually finish this game. Maybe not, I'm not this episode, but definitely maybe tonight at least. Uh, it did take me a minute to get back to it because a friend of mine bought me Bloodstained, so I've been playing that instead, and I probably won't record myself playing that because y'all don't need to see me suck at that game. But I am forgetting to put a timer on this, but I will do that now on camera because I am extremely professional. Alright. I wish the screen would stay on when I do this. Okay, let's put that there. Alright, so I genuinely don't remember what happened last. Well, I think Malik showed up. Like, plot happened, and I was like, whoa, there's plot. So I guess I went to bed that night feeling nervous. Despite the words of the incubi, I felt like a target to something I'd never be able to explain or prove. Magic? Devils? Demons? How did this even all happen? Should I really meddle with the situation? They are only staying until after they defeat Malix. That's right. They said they'd only stay until after they defeated Malix. Thanks for repeating that again. After that, my life could go back to normal. Temporary insanity, as Kay would say. The question was then, would I want them to leave? Yes. Yes, I do. I want them to leave. Specifically Eric and Sam. I have not forgotten that I hate them. If my life went back to normal, then I'd have to care for the house all on my own. I'd get to focus on my life instead of being distracted by the boys. I'd have to. My life. Where was my life going anyway? Oof, that's a mood. I was under pressure from my parents with only my friends and the boys to comfort me. Without the boys, I'd have no way to hide from my responsibilities. Enough. Let's just sleep and deal with it tomorrow when it comes. Defeating my sense of thought, I forced myself to sleep, unsure of what tomorrow had planned for me. Hopefully, whatever the future had for me, I would be ready for it.
I promise to be with you forever.
Is that Naomi?
You're so important to me.
That's Suzu.
I swear I'll give my life to you.
James, I'm assuming.
Please, let me love you.
Oh, fuck you, Eric.
I'll be by your side, always.
Fuck off, Sam.
I can't imagine living without you.
You're fine, Matt.
I love you.
Oh, I think
I
it's
want to be with you.
Damien.
I love you.
I'm guessing that one was Andrew. I did not follow Andrew at all, so who fuck cares. Am I recording? Okay, I'm recording. I'm always afraid I'm not recording. I slowly opened my eyes, letting the voices of my dream echo in my head and force me awake. I rubbed my eyes before sitting up and looking at my clock. 7 a.m. Why am I up so early? God, that is so early. I fell back onto the bed and closed my eyes, trying to go back to sleep. However, something kept me awake. Why? It's too early to even be alive. Mood. I gave up and sat up, staring at the fireplace across from my bed. A sigh escaped from between my lips before I threw my legs over the side of the bed. What to do at 7 a.m. in the morning? Go back to sleep? fuck homework. I should be doing my homework right now. I'm a terrible grad student. Coffee sucks. I'm gonna explore the house. I decided it was a good idea to wander around the house. I never really explored it much as a child, so there were bound to be new surprises. Welp, come on, feet. Let's go on an adventure. I stood and exited my room, hoping that the boys were still asleep. I began to wander the halls on my end of the house, opening each door to find what room each door led to. Quickly, I found an old office. A desk and chair sat by the far side as a large bookshelf of documents and memorabilia donned its nooks and crannies. There were a couple of pictures of me growing up peeking from the shelf as I walked further into the room. I don't believe I've been in here before. I tried to recall memories of ever seeing this room, coming up with nothing as a result. This room was new to me. Did I want to disturb the furniture? Bitch, it's my house. I'll do whatever the fuck I want. I'm curious. I gently opened the shelves. Opened the shelves? How do you open a shelf? And any drawers I saw in the room. In a couple of them were books and even sewing kits. I assumed they were used for my grandfather's toys, so I left them alone. One drawer, however, was locked, no matter how many times I pulled. Grr, come on, open. Nothing. It would not budge. The drawer beside it did, did, revealing a laptop. Why is there a laptop in a drawer? I lifted it from the drawer and carried it over to the desk and chair, opening it. It was a high-tech laptop with a retina scanner as a pass lock. I was not sure whether or not to try to unlock it or not. Oh, absolutely, might as well. I decided to try. I turned on the computer and leaned my face near the retina scanner, lining up the camera with my eye. To my surprise, I heard a ping come from the computer before the screen opened to a desktop. Huh, look at that. On the desktop were documents and folders, labeled with different aspects of the Anderson Company. Taxes, profits, bylaws, products, the list went on and on. If I really did want to become the CEO of Anderson Toys Company, I had everything about it at my fingertips. Dad sure would be impressed. One icon, however, stood out from the rest. Virago? Oh, I don't like that title. Virago? Sounds like a different word. I double-clicked the icon, but no window came up. Instead, I heard a large click come from the drawer that was locked. What the? I slowly left my seat and walked over to the drawer, attempting to open it again. It slid smoothly in the direction of my pulling hand. Why would you phrase the sentence like that? Revealing two books. One was a plain black journal with a tie to keep it closed. The other was bound in leather with cryptic symbols all over the cover. I took out the journal and skimmed through it, seeing my grandfather's notes. They were all detailed explanations and opinions on his findings on demon magic. He really did know about magic. I sat down at the desk and read through the journal further, finding drawings and sketches of symbols and magic circles, each with their own different meanings and effects. It was all fascinating. There was even a page of important spells to know. I read through them, trying to memorize them into my mind. I don't know what came over me, but I just started to feel more energetic and more powerful simply reading my grandfather's notes. I was suddenly aware of the energy that surrounded my body and the power that was around the house. The more I read, the more powerful I became. Reading makes you powerful. Quote from a librarian, which is me. I am a librarian. However, my mind suddenly froze, and I found myself walking back to the drawer, putting the book back and closing the drawer. The lock reset, and I snapped out of it. Huh? What? I shook my head and looked at the drawer, realizing what I had done. I walked over to the desk to reopen the lock, but suddenly felt the need to stop. Something held me back and didn't want me to pry any more than I already had. I was curious beyond belief, but I obeyed my thoughts for now. Eventually, I would come back and look into it. I returned to bed, feeling the weight of the... Oh, I got an achievement. Curiosity is in the family. I returned to bed, feeling the weight of the morning drag me under my covers to sleeping again. To try sleeping again. I had energy, but I wanted more sleep. It was Sunday and nothing was happening today. Come on, eyes. Back to sleep. I shut my eyes and tried to slow my breathing. I looked at my phone to check the time once again. It was noon, yet it felt like I had slept for much longer. Why is time going so slowly? I sighed, got changed into normal clothes, and went out to the main hall and sat on the stairs. Sundays were very boring. However, the muffled sounds of battle caught my attention. Huh? I quickly went out to the backyard in response to the noise I had heard. In the yard were all 5 of the boys, practicing fighting. Sam was in the middle with the other 4 surrounding him and throwing punches and kicks at him. Sam, being the strongest of the bunch, blocked and dodged each almost masterfully. So I can not disturb them, or I can shout, hey. I don't like the double exclamation points. Those sound like I'm being like, hey, what are you doing? When I know what they're doing, they're training. Okay, so the thing is, I'm not even focusing on any of their routes. I'm focusing on Naomi, so I'm just gonna ignore them. I just watched. The boys were very much in their own world, focusing on the training they were all in. It was better not to disturb them. I checked the time and decided to head inside to the kitchen. I was getting hungry, and I'm sure the boys would need to eat soon, so lunch was a must. Might as well make lunch today. It's been a while since I cooked. Lunch wasn't particularly hard. I decided to make... Ooh, do I get a choice? Oof, okay. Alright, let's think. What do I personally want right now? Okay, hang on. I'm gonna pause this for a second. I can't do this anymore. Okay, I don't know why, but my headphones were just suddenly like the worst thing in the world to be on my head in that moment, so I just needed to switch to the earbuds, which aren't actually too much better, but at least they're not like crushing down on my head and making me feel like I can't even hear my own voice. Anyways, I really like pizza, but I feel like sandwiches, it's easier for everybody to get the sandwich they want and then also be satisfied. So I'm going to make the sandwiches. Because why not? Oh, you made boring sandwiches. Okay, I assembled a simple ham sandwiches for all of us. After I poured some potato chips on the side of each sandwich, I felt satisfied. Who said lunch had to be cooked? I placed the food in the dining room. However, none of the boys were there by the time I brought the final dish out. I carried that dish to the main lobby, catching the boys separating into different rooms of the house. Part of me wanted to go to one in particular. The other part of me wanted to just leave them be and take the food in my hand in my room and eat. Maybe I could go out today while the boys focus on training. Alright, again, I'm going for the Naomi route right now, so I'm going to just focus on that. I'm just going to go, I'm not going to bother, I don't want to spend a million years following all these routes when I know which one I want right now. So just in the interest of time, I'm just going to avoid them. I decided against bothering them. They knew where the food was, so I went to my room instead and ate alone in my room. It's not my problem. I turned on my computer and started to jam to music as I ate my food. As I ate, I began to think about going out. There are so many places to go, things to do. Okay, I'm guessing if I go to the arcade, I'll probably see Suzu. If I go to the cafe, I might see Naomi. I don't know what happened if I went to the grave or stayed in my room. So I'm going to go to the cafe to maximize my chances of getting to Naomi. I arrived at the cafe, ready to relax. I didn't want to be stuck at home on a Sunday. Besides, the cafe always had something new to drink, no matter how often you came. That seemed like a difficult business proposition. I entered the double doors and looked around. Not many people were in, and Kay didn't seem to be working today. Oh well, she can't always be working. I made my way to the pastry bar and took a look at what the cafe had to offer that day. There was always something new, no matter when you came, which was what kept people coming, myself included. You just repeated what you already said. The writing in this game is a little... It's a free game, so I'll give it a pass, but it's a little messy here and there. As I browsed the delights, my mouth began to water. I had just eaten earlier, but the cafe's pastries always looked good enough to tease our appetite back into a hungry state. Both the smell and the look of each dessert was carefully crafted to appease. You didn't regret buying one and biting into it. I finally made a selection and headed to the cash register to purchase my treat.
What can I get for you?
She's cute. I like her. Hi, I'll take a couple chocolate and raspberry macarons and a pink lady latte, please.
Coming right up.
Latte. Lily was Kay's assistant, who mainly stuck to the cafe's finances and computer work. However, when Kay wasn't in, Lily took over becoming the face behind the cash register who gave you what you needed. So, the cashier. You could just say cashier. Lily, where's Kay?
Kay had to fly out to New York suddenly. She said it has something to do with delivering something special to someone. I'm not too clear on the details.
Ah, okay. Sounds like fun. Wish I could go to New York.
Don't we all? Here you are. Enjoy.
I don't think any of us want to go to New York right now. If anybody's watching from New York, I hope you're safe right now. I'm gonna date this video a little bit. Please stay inside. Wear a mask if you go outside. Social distance, 6 feet apart. Please be safe. I took my order to a far corner table and got comfy. The pink lady latte. How do you say that word? Latte. The pink lady latte was a cafe special that everyone adored. It was a normal latte with a very subtle raspberry flavor. The foam was pink too. I fucking hate coffee. I hate coffee so much. Before I could indulge, however, a voice stopped me.
Oh, hey!
Hey, Naomi. I looked up to see Naomi enter the cafe with a smile towards me. I smiled back, not expecting to see her. Hey, Naomi.
Mind if I join you?
I expected to see her. Not at all. Naomi nodded before quickly getting herself a coffee cake slice and a latte and joining my table.
I've been wanting to try their latte for a while. Is it any good?
I like it. It has a nice raspberry flavor. Gotta be nice to Naomi. She's gonna be our girlfriend. Will you stop turning off screen, please? I'm good at this. I'm so good at this. Naomi gently blew over her latte to cool it before sipping it, smiling at the taste.
This does taste good. I'll have to get this from now on. The raspberry is a really nice compliment with the coffee.
That sounds disgusting. I giggled. Naomi loved food when it wasn't made in the school cafeteria. She wanted to own a restaurant one day, but always focused on studying the business side. Naomi had natural cooking skills that made grandmothers seem like novices at making you amazing food. Obviously, I've picked the right choice. She can cook for me. We can cook together. You should get macarons next time with it. Macarons? I'm sorry, I learned all words by reading them first, so I don't know how to say anything. The raspberry macarons definitely bring out the flavor in the latte.
I should.
Naomi slowly grew a look of thought on her face as she stared into her latte, probably thinking about food again. It was during these moments that I got to see a simpler, almost beautiful side of Naomi. She was very smart, smarter than me. However, she always held her seriousness very close to a passion, dedicating her heart to her dream. It was enviable. I sipped my latte and ate a macaron before speaking and breaking her thoughts. Thanks, by the way, for coming to my impromptu party. I know it was last minute and all. Yeah, I can't believe we had a party like 2 days after my grandpa died. That was whack. Naomi broke away from looking at her drink to looking up at me in surprise, then with a smile.
It was my pleasure, really. I mean, our pleasure. Suzu came too, and all.
Do you like me, Naomi? Naomi blushed a bit before clearing her throat and taking a sip of her latte. She then looked to me again with a slight frown.
But hey, how are you holding up from that? I'm sure meeting all those business people was tiring.
Oh, it was exhausting. I hate business people. It wasn't anything I couldn't handle. It was just the suddenness of it that tired me out.
Well, I'm sure you did great. It was a great party. The food was amazing.
It was amazing. I slowly began to remember the party, remembering how I felt alone throughout it. I wanted to be with my friends, but I had to put on my business air to impress my guests and my father. Did I try too hard? It was supposed to be a simple party, but it felt like a job interview. Before I got too deep in my thoughts, I felt a hand gently cover mine. I refocused my thoughts to reality, seeing Naomi gently holding my hand.
Hey, I know that look. You're about to overthink it. Don't. You did great. I'm sure of it.
I'm so glad you're an option. I stared at Naomi, unsurprised that she caught on to my thoughts, and happy to know she cared. Thanks, Naomi. Naomi smiled and blushed, giving a small nod. She was absolutely adorable when she smiled like that. I didn't know how, but her smile would make the room lighter. These little cutscene images are so awkward. They're charming. They're charming. Naomi then pulled her hand away, placing it back on her latte with her other hand and cupping the mug, and sipped her drink. Naomi licked her lips and let out a sigh.
This is really nice. A relaxing Sunday afternoon at a cafe.
God, I wish that were me. Ooh. Ooh. Okay,
This is really nice.
I gotta be really careful here. Okay. I'm gonna make a save point right there. I know what I want to say, so my choices are, it's almost like a date, and yeah, it's nice. I want to say it's almost like a date. I'm worried it's a little too strong, so if it seems like it's too strong, I'll go back and try again. But all of a sudden, Naomi's face turned pink as she looked at me. Confused, I tilted my head and gave her a quizzical look. Naomi, are you alright? You're turning red. Naomi must have snapped out of her trance. She fanned herself and tried to calm down from whatever was on her mind.
Oh, no, I'm fine. Really. Just a little warm, that's all.
Naomi brought her latte up to her mouth and began to drink. Practically chug it down. It was actually kind of cute how flustered she got from a simple statement. Oh, I know exactly what I was doing. I knew exactly what I was doing. I giggled quietly to myself, which was sipping on my latte. Naomi and I eventually lost track of time and wound up chatting until late afternoon. When the cafe wasn't hopping, Lily would join us and we'd talk about silly things like TV shows or movies.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so I before Naomi speaks, I just have to say that it's really funny. I have this whole game that's about, romancing supernatural creatures, romancing incubi. Like there's like fighting and battles and like a conflict, and I just decided, you know what, no, the girl's over here, I'm zeroing over here and to the most mundane coffee shop AU. I don't even like coffee shop AUs.
Oh, wow. It's getting late. I gotta get home or my mom will flip.
Okay.
Would you like a ride home?
That would be great, thanks. We quickly headed out with Naomi driving me home. It was nice to be alone with her rather than have the explosive Suzu around. I preferred Naomi's calm logic anyways. Oh, see, I don't like this. I don't want to pit myself, but Suzu's still my best friend. I'm just in love with Naomi. That doesn't make Naomi more important or better. It's just more, I don't know how I feel about that. The remainder of the night passed by, surprisingly uneventful. The boys continued to train with each other, but were kind enough to stop and make me dinner. I was glad for that. Unsurprisingly, the food was perfect, but it felt a little empty without the boys to eat it with me. They most likely had already eaten, but still I felt lonely. I couldn't let it bother me. I ate and went back to my room to study and sleep. Surprisingly, I felt good going to bed that night. I felt like I could have a peaceful sleep after the previous rough nights I had. I felt good. I drifted to sleep and woke up almost flawlessly that next morning. No grogginess, no aches, perfectly energized and bright-eyed. God, I wish that were me. Man, how long has it been since I got that much good sleep? I looked to my alarm clock. I woke up 10 minutes before my alarm. Well, hey, I must be lucky today. Karma owed me some luck. After all I'd gone through in merely a handful of days, I deserved to get some good luck. Ecstatic for the day ahead, I turned off my alarms before they could ring and got dressed. However, my phone started to quickly buzz from an incoming text. Huh? Who's texting me this early?
Yo, Anderson! You're carpooling with us from now on. We're not letting you waste your money on a bus. Get ready and be at your gate at 7 stat.
Oh, I love you, Suzu. Thank you. I smiled. My friends were the best. I couldn't drive yet and I didn't have a car, so it was awesome that my friends would let me carpool. I checked the time. 6:30. Perfect. I can eat some breakfast before they come. I packed my bag and carried it downstairs into the kitchen. I quickly made myself coffee and toast, not having time for anything big. I let out a soft sigh in happiness as I sipped my coffee. It felt great, and I felt like nothing could stop me today. Come at me, Day. I'm ready for you. I looked to the time again. Time to go. I quickly rushed to the doors, checking myself in the passing mirror. I wasn't wanting to impress anyone, but I still needed to look decent. And right on cue, Naomi drove up to the gates with Suzu waving me down. I rushed out the door and we headed to school, talking about the homework and the coming day. We made it into the school without a hitch. Our lockers were in the same part of the hall, so we quickly unloaded what we needed to and got our important books and necessities. First incident of the day. As I walked towards Suzu and Naomi, who were both waiting for me on the opposite side of the hall, something hooked my ankle and made me fall forward. Whoa, ow!
Hey, are you okay? Who did that?
The three of us looked back to see Lisette and... I thought we were cool. Lisette and her gaggle of girls. Lisette had the look of complete innocence while the girls around her giggled like no tomorrow.
Why, you little... Suzu, don't!
I felt a giant fire of anger burn in my stomach as I stared at Lisette. Today was not the only time this had happened to me. However, it was now clear who was behind these incidents. Even if she was innocent and one of her goons did it, it was now obvious that Lisette was the mastermind just from the look on her face. She was no friend, nor would she ever be. I had to do something. Okay, I'm still so confused about this character. There is no setup to her. There is no consistency. I am so confused. I'm not gonna fight her because that's lame. That's super lame. Standing up and walking away though, I'm gonna give her a hang on. I'm really worried that something is gonna stop me from getting a good end with Naomi. So I'm just gonna give her a glare. Oof. Oh, I'm gonna cast some magic. I glared hard at Lisette, feeling wisps of air and magic run through my skin and veins. However, I stopped at what I saw. Ooh. Ooh. Around Lisette was a dark purple aura that seemed all too familiar. It was like demon magic, but seemed to be tamer. I slowly rose to my feet, collecting my belongings as I continued to stare at Lisette. Something was off. As I continued to look at her, the aura grew, forming a shadow behind Lisette with red eye-like shapes glowing from within its darkness. You don't have to call them eye-like shapes, red eyes.
Anderson, you alright?
No, I'm not. Lisette is possessed. I couldn't respond. I was entranced by a small hum in the air. It was distant, almost like an ethereal whisper you'd hear in horror games, but it was real. It sounded vaguely of a woman, humming a tune I didn't recognize.
Hey, are you okay?
Let's go. We'll be late for class. I suddenly felt the need to walk away, so I did. Naomi and Suzu scrambled to catch up and follow at my new, quickened pace.
Sheesh, Anderson. You look like you saw a ghost.
I think I did.
Are you really okay? That fall was pretty bad. Think she saw underneath Lisette's cake face and saw the devil itself. Oh, Suzu, hush!
No, something was wrong with Lisette. It was more than her just her being mean. There was something, or someone, watching over Lisette. Yes, some demon is possessing Lisette to make her trip me in the hallways. It's the perfect evil plan. Or they were watching me behind Lisette. What they were doing I didn't know, but it was definitely demonic. Surprisingly, the rest of the school day went out without another incident. I went to my classes, had lunch, and was anxious to get home. As the bell rang for school to end, I felt my phone vibrate in my pocket. Huh? A text? From Dad? I'll be picking you up today. Make sure you're ready to go when I get there. That's kind of a surprise. I quickly headed back to my locker and got my things before waiting for Naomi and Suzu.
Are you ready to go?
Actually, my dad's picking me up.
Really? Okay, I guess that kind of makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
We'll drive home together next time. Tell your dad that we've got you covered from now on. Really? We'll drive home together next...
Yeah, haha, all right. Even while I laughed, something didn't seem right. My dad texted me to say this? Why was he going to pick me up? Had I done something wrong? I didn't know. I waved goodbye to Naomi and Susie before heading off to the usual spot where my dad picks me up. I took the time to listen to my music while I waited. I need to go to another Rise of the Phoenix concert. Eventually, I had played the entire album with no one showing up. What the hey? Dad's never late, especially not this late. I quickly dialed my dad's number again, but as soon as I pressed call, it disconnected and read a signal disconnection error message. What the? No signal error? How do I not have signal? I double-checked my phone and saw all 5 bars for signal. He must be in a dead zone. Okay, I have a feeling something's going to happen right after I click on this. We're at about the 30-minute mark, so I am going to call this episode right here. I am going to keep recordings, and then you'll probably see all the episodes go up the same day anyways. But I guess it's easier to watch videos if they're in small chunks, because that's how I like to watch videos. That's how I'm doing it. Anyways, this has been Lulu Plays Seduce Me, the Otome game. And yeah, thank you to the 2 people who are watching this. I hope you're having a good time. And have a good night. Bye-bye.